This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Alien role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is Heart of Darkness. It was written by Andrew E.C. Gaska, and it's available from Free League Publishing. Our game AI is Tyler Hudak, and this is episode 6. Our recap will be given by me as my character, Colonel Dr. Bartolo Abejon, aka Dr. Hector Navarre. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Log entry 143.9. I am not so sure that Dr. Drabakowski's loyalty remains fully enmeshed in the pure socialist principles of the Union of Progressive Peoples. She forgets how our people have starved and suffered at the hands of the United Americas, who have everything. Capitalist pigs. She has let her attachment to these bastards get the better of her. The Ministry of Space Security was wise to install me into this position, to observe her and make sure she complies with our plans. No matter. We have Iron Fish, which she is downloading now. Had I the expertise, we wouldn't have even needed her in the first place. Once I have it secured, we are off this hellish station, and if she doesn't comply, I will execute her for her disloyalty. This Erebus station seems to be infected with a strange biovirus that is rapidly converting the structure into some kind of biomechanical framework with organs and circulation. It may be producing offshoots. We've seen small squid-like creatures running about. In fact, I have captured one. I think Dr. Webb was trying to synthesize a toxin, possibly to poison the growth, but it's out of hand. I do not know if the Kronos or its shuttle were part of some weapons development program, but the infection here began with the Chiron being brought on board. The MSS will want samples, and I have them. We should continue to develop this necrotic virus as a safeguard. If we have the weapon and also the cure, we could finally put an end to any capitalist world that gets in our way. I have not seen the Chiron ship myself. I have been too busy pretending to be someone I am not. I can respect the science, even the scientist, but not the principles of their government. Sure, we could have abducted Dr. Navarre and forced him to serve the proletariat, as we all do, but we couldn't take any chance. I took his life and I took his place. Nothing to regret. Sub-Lieutenant St. Fluker should be contacting me soon for an update. I am a little surprised she hasn't already. I'm sure they are close by. Drabakowski has made an attempt to disable and reprogram the Joes, but she's botched things up. Something has unnerved her. If I have to carry this mission out by myself, I will. And once I'm off the station, I will recommend blowing the whole fucking station into the black hole. Colonel Dr. Bartolo Abejon, out.
All right. When we left off, you all were split up. If I remember correctly, Lark and Sergeant Sajad were in the Chiron. You had just gone into the cryo chamber. But Doctors Navarre, Jerry, and Colonel Drabakowski, you were with Webb, and Webb had just captured a one of the squid babies, and all of a sudden tentacles had wrapped around him and started to pull him back as one of the trilobite cuttles, the thing with that looks like basically a huge starfish, had grabbed him. So we're going to actually start with that. And the first thing that we're going to do is go into initiative. Let's say Dr. Ujiri.
Hmm.
I'm just like before, I'm going to start cycling through the cards. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right. So you are at number 3.
Hmm.
And let's see, Dr. Navarre is at 1. Colonel Drabakovsky, you are at 6. And then the thing goes at 9 and 10, so it goes very last. And we'll actually do Webb as well. He goes at 4. All right, so this thing has grabbed Webb. Do you all remember what level you were on?
I think we had set up a lab in one of the,
That's right. You were
Medical.
on F. You had
yeah.
extinguished the what is it? The port side, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the port side of the level to set up like a intermediary lab when all this happened. Um, all right, Dr. Navarre, you go first. This thing has
Oh,
grabbed Webb, is starting to pull him down the hallway towards the I guess the bottom part of the ship, basically away from the med lab.
so was he standing nearby next to me when this thing grabbed him?
He was a couple feet away.
Okay.
You all I think had just come out of the room. He had grabbed it. I can't remember if he had the squid baby
I'm
thing or
I'm
somebody.
holding a box with the
That's
squid
right. That's right.
baby
Dr.
up to
Ujiri
my chest.
is
So,
holding this. So
So
let's
I
say
think
you are within short range of him.
okay, I think that Webb holds a lot of knowledge and the key possibly to this virus and so forth. So when the thing, I envision that the thing reaches out its tentacles and grabs him and yanks his feet out from under him and he falls face down. I'm going to reach down and try to grab a hold of his hands
Okay.
and pull back in the other direction. So I've grabbed a hold of Webb and I'm pulling on him.
Okay. I think that's let's say close combat to see how well you do with that. Remember that was going to be your strength plus your close combat skill plus any stress die.
Strength. Okay. So that's 5 plus, yikes, 5 stress dice. Even odd. I got 1 success and 2 failure, two stress dice.
So just you got ones on the stress die, just to be
I
clear.
got no, I got 6s.
But then that's fine. Those are considered successes.
Oh,
It
yeah.
only matters if you get a 1 on the stress die.
That's right. There's the little thing on the bottom.
Right.
So
So
so I got 3 6s.
that is a success. With you get to do some extra stuff with that. So since you're grabbing him, I would say really you just grab, you're able to kind of grab Webb as the thing has like wrapped its tentacles around the his legs, and you're able to kind of like yank him down the hallway. Yeah, I'll even say because you had so many successes, you're even able to kind of like yank him up onto his feet. That was your slow action. You can also remember you can do a fast action and a slow action. The fast action would be if you wanted to move or pick up something or anything like that.
I'm keeping him between me and the thing though, because I'm not
Okay.
doing this for practical reasons, but I'm probably yelling, shoot it, whatever. But I'm gonna try to pull him towards farther away from it. Is it still
Okay.
grabbing him,
No,
or did I pull it out of
you
its
were able to
arms?
pull him off of that.
Okay.
So it is not grabbing anything right now. Okay.
Okay. So we move away from it, and
Okay.
I yell, shoot it,
All right. So
whatever
so
the
you
hell
move
it
kind of
is.
down the hallway away from it.
Yeah.
This takes us to Dr. Ujiri. What would you like to do?
Well, I have the box with the creature in it, and I'm sure
Hmm.
it's a bit much to do more than one thing. Other that like holding the box is the big thing and not let it go. I think I would take my fast action just to back away, try to get back in the lab.
Okay, you can
I
actually
think
use
we're in the
both
hall.
of your fast and slow action to
Okay.
to move into the lab. And if you're looking at the picture of deck F,
Mhm.
we'll say that you are on the right side, the one very furthest in the back towards the bay. So let's say for the purposes of this that all this is happening kind of towards the recovery rooms is where
Okay.
this thing appeared. So you're able to make it into the med lab. That's about what you can do.
Okay.
This takes us to Webb. I'll let you all control Webb. What would you like him to do? He's with you, Dr. Navarre, but whoever would like to control him, go ahead.
What's his role? Or, I mean, sorry, you gave me that. It's his turn. I think that I'm just going to make sure that he's safe. So he's complying.
Yes, yes, he is.
Is he injured at all? Did the thing have
I
set the
mean,
marks on his
he's
legs?
got he's not injured to the point where he can't walk or anything like that.
Okay.
You can see that, remember he wasn't wearing pants, where the thing had, the tentacles had wrapped around him. He's scraped up bleeding, but not, not too serious.
All right. So he's just complying with my pushing him back.
Yes. Okay. This takes us to Colonel Drabakowski.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my arm behind me and say, "Run, Tetsu," and pull my gun and shoot the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
So
Um,
that this is my first shooting, so it's
okay, it's
agility
right
plus range combat,
plus all of your panic die or
and
stress
I
die.
have a under my weapons it says there's a +1 bonus.
Yes, so you add in a another die for that. So,
Okay,
what kind of weapon is it?
it's a
Is it
QSZ 203
okay?
pistol,
It's a semi-automatic pistol. That is actually armor piercing. So armor, I believe, is ignored,
right?
but it only does one damage if you hit.
Okay, so one success, 1 6, and 2 1s on my stress dice.
All right, so go ahead and roll panic. So D6
How did I
plus
know
you
that?
plus your current stress, and we'll see what happens.
I have 6 stress and I rolled a 3, so 9.
Nine. All right. So the good news is you still succeed. Your shot kind of aims true. You hit the thing almost dead center, and it blood or ichor or whatever it starts to come out, but it still is keeps coming, and that causes you to drop something. I think you drop your gun.
Yeah,
You
that makes sense.
start to panic a little bit. You also excuse me, your stress level also goes up by one. Uh, but you that was your slow action. You are allowed to still take your fast action.
What are some examples of fast actions?
Sure. So
Um,
run, moving through a door, drawing your weapon, blocking an attack, picking up an
I I
item.
I think I drew my weapon as my fast and shot
Okay,
as my slow, right? Because I didn't
sure.
have it out.
Yeah, that's fine if you want to.
No, I'd rather do something else, but I think
No,
that's
I would say that once you all, because we kind of started this in media res, I have a feeling that you would probably have drawn your weapon as soon
yeah,
as you saw
okay.
this thing. So
All
we'll
right.
just say that your weapon was already drawn.
Yeah, so I'm gonna turn and push Tetsu to make sure that he's running away from this thing with
Okay.
the with the squid baby.
All right, awesome. All right, so that takes us to it. All right, so the first thing it's going to do, all right, it's going to, let's see here. There's four, well, I guess so. Jerry, you've made it into the lab, so you're
Mm.
kind of out of range. So that means that there's one, two, three of you because Webb is still in there. Um, so it actually targets Webb again. It tries to wrap its tentacles around him again. So let's see. Let me roll the dice for that one. Neat. Um, oh geez. Oh crap. Um, four successes. So it says the trilobite wraps its tentacles around the victim, grabbing it. It attacks with 8 base die, damage 2. If it hits, which it did, it automatically inflicts critical injury 33, even if the victim is not broken, and the victim makes an immediate panic roll. So 33 are broken ribs, but it did 2 damage, and he only has 2 health, so he is now broke. Webb is now broken. The thing has basically wrapped its tentacles around him and just crushed him. And Dr. Navarre, you can see this like right in front of you. You know, you've kind of put him between you and it. The tentacle just got to wrap completely around him and just squeeze, and you can hear the breaking of bones as he just screams out in pain. But it gets to go again.
I'm going to dramatically though look into his eyes and say, what more do we need to do? How do we stop it?
Um,
Put the red stuff in the blue stuff. Yeah.
let me look up one thing really fast. He tries to you can see that he like starts to try to get something out. Can somebody roll? Do me a favor and roll 4 dice for him.
You could do it. Just for regular.
Yeah, and just tell me how many successes you get.
I have no successes.
That's good because I got 0 successes as well. The tentacles start to entangle him even more and start to pull him towards this thing and start to reach up into his face. Dr. Navarre, he's coughing up blood
Yeah. I'm
as he's just you hear him make out the sounds of what sounds like finish and then the tentacles just kind of wrap around his face. That takes us to the top, back to Dr. Navarre.
I I leap away from him. Uh,
All right. I assume towards the med lab.
yeah, back towards where I came
Okay.
from.
You can get completely into the med lab. Doctor, is that all you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Ujiri, you are in the med lab.
Am I back in the combat then? Or
If you want, you're in the med lab. You're kind of
I
holding that thing.
yeah, I'm looking
You
for something more secure to put this in so that I don't have to hold this box against my chest anymore and maybe it'd be of more use.
yeah. So because this is a med lab, I would think that there would be like some type of specimen container, even like a larger specimen container. So
Hmm.
it takes you a little bit, but you are able to if you can use your entire turn and you find like this plexiglass. Yeah, like large box. Yeah,
Or
exactly.
yeah.
That you can put it in, and you're able to. I'll even say on your turn you're able to kind of wrangle it in.
Okay.
That takes us to the Colonel.
I'm gonna run into the med lab and
Okay.
shut the door behind us.
All right, so if you recall, this whole place had been previously
Oh,
been on fire. So you run into the med lab and you go to just kind of slam the door shut, but the like mechanism to shut it just isn't quite working. You can make a Comtech roll to try and get it to work.
oh, you
I want to
bet.
remind everyone that you do have the story points. Remember, those give you an automatic success, and I think Colonel Drabakowski, I think you've even have like +1s from previous Comtech rolls that you can use as
Yeah,
well.
I'll use my story point. I think this is important
Okay.
enough.
You
Get us
don't even have
safe.
to roll then. So you know you kind of rip open the control
And
panel. Go ahead.
Hector Navarre, Dr. Navarre is in with us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
All three of you are in
So
there,
we lose
including the
Webb,
cat.
but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you can kind of hear this gurgling and
He's
uh,
been crushed.
yeah, as this thing is making these like terrifying, almost like screeching noises as you can hear being dragged down the hallway, and as you kind of finally hear this like crunching, the door shuts as you kind of connect the right wires. As you three are temporarily safe within the med lab, we are going to jump over to Lark and Sergeant Sajad. You have just entered the cryosleep room in the Chiron. Unlike every other room in this ship, uh, it's not covered in the proto hive, that living biomechanical organism that seems to be taking over the ship. It is not in this room. You can see that there are, just to recap, there are 8 cryosleep or there is room for 8 cryosleep capsules. There are 7 present. One is missing, and the and one is online and operational. And when we last left you, you had gone up to that cryosleep. Yeah, kind of wiped it away. You saw a human male in there with the name on the little panel, Nevin Levine, third officer, Cronus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think Sajad was going towards releasing it unless Lark,
Yeah, I'm not going to stop you from
stops.
doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sajad is pretty much convinced that this is some sort of miracle that someone is like keeping these forces at bay.
All right. You hit the button and the kind of compressed air kind of comes out. You can feel the blast of the cryo freeze as it starts to warm up. You can see that on the panel, his vitals seem to be okay. And after a couple minutes, Levine starts to cough, sits up, it kind of throws up from the cryo sleep, uh, swings his legs over the edge, and looks up with these, these tired, bloodshot eyes, and says, "Who are you?"
That is irrelevant. Levine, what year do you think it is?
Um, I I don't know. Um, I I've been in space for I was in space for so long. I don't know what year it is. Are you from Wayland?
Yes. I'm Lark. This is Sergeant Sajad. What happened to this ship?
This ship. And you can see that he's kind of racking his brain trying to remember. And he's like, the the ship. You mean the Chiron or the Cronus?
The Cronus. The Chiron came from the Cronus?
Yes.
Then
You
tell
can
us what
see
happened aboard the Cronus.
it the Cronus. We were. And he's, as he's talking, he's struggling to
Struggling to recall.
remember. Yes.
Is there
Yeah.
is there any like known treatment to kind of speed up the kind of shaking off that drowsiness, that fog?
There is there's hydrate,
Okay.
which is like a super hydration. And in fact, as you kind of look around the room,
You can
you
find
find you find medicine in there. You find a couple of vials of hydrate. You also find a couple of vials of the stuff I don't recall the name of at the moment that helps with stress.
I'll put some hydrate on him at and then we'll get to the stress.
Yeah.
I know what you're
Um,
talking about. I can't think of it either, but yeah.
yeah, I'll find it here in a
That
second.
is actually the stress stuff, right?
Um,
Not the
hy-
weirdness.
hydration. Oh, here it is. Hydration is it counteracts the dehydrating effects of hypersleep. I was thinking of nap relief.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
also find some nap relief, which basically reduces your stress to zero, but you can get addicted to it. As soon as you inject him, so Lark, as soon as you inject him with that, he immediately starts to perk up. One thing you do notice though is that all along his arms, where his veins are, they are black.
And
Like
that's not onset from the hydrate, right? Like
no,
okay.
that's yeah, and it's not onset from the cryo sleep either.
Okay. Okay.
He kind of perks up a little bit. And he goes, "I'm sorry, the Dracon or the Cronus. We were a scientific mission sent back or sent to the." He thinks for a second. The 26 Draconis system, in order to search for the alien life. Unfortunately, we found it. The planet. I don't know how or what happened there, but we found something there. We found this black goo, this black ichor that had changed the life forms. And the Wayland, of course, they wanted us to bring it back, but it started to infect others, others on the ship. It started to spread. So I remember we were able to take off, but not all of us were able to get back onto the Cronus. And they ejected the Chiron, which was the science module, and a lot of us were stranded in here. And he starts to panic a little bit as he's remembering all of this. And we it everybody started to change. The Cronus just left us, but everybody started to change because we were all infected, and with that, it's almost like something triggers in his mind that he remembers that, oh yes, we were that he was or is infected, and he looks down at his arms, kind of holds them out. He's like, see, and he's rubbing his arms. See this is the 26 Draconis strain. It infected us all, and we all started to change. And he's starting to get more panicked a little bit, and everybody just started to evolve. I can't think of a better word for it, but we started to evolve into these other things, these other beings. Uh, the what did they call themselves? And he's kind of like struggling to remember.
The perfected.
Yes, that's what they called themselves. And I was starting to change too, but one of the one of the people who was changing, Chief Technician Lugar, she pushed me into the cryosleep chamber, and that's the last thing I remember. Where are they? Where is everyone? Are they on the ship? Is everybody okay?
We
Are they
believe
cured?
we believe you may be the last remaining survivor from the Chiron and the Cronus, Levine.
Oh, that's that's not good.
Wait,
That means that they weren't able to be cured. I know that they were working on something, but the Cronus it left us before we could we could test it out or get injected. Those bastards just left us. And
Who
then
all was with you aboard the Chiron? You are the only person we have found here.
there were seven of us.
I see.
And he starts to name them off.
Yeah,
Most of
names
them
that don't mean anything
were
to us. Yeah.
science, yeah, or technicians or science officers.
but you said Lugar.
Yes, the The chief tech on the ship. His name Lugar.
Oh, he,
Sorry.
she, Lark. That how is that pot? Like, do you remember her first name?
Um, no, I don't. I think it was Helen. Yeah, Helen.
Okay.
And you
Heard the
can
name called before.
glancing around
Yeah.
the rest of the cryo sleep things, you can see the names of the other crew members, and one of them is H. Lugar.
Okay.
Do cryopods give any type of data, like that someone had stayed in there, that someone left
Sure.
that pod, anything like that?
Yeah, it actually also includes probably some of their medical records as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you go and check Lugar's, basically what it shows is that around 72, 73 years ago was the last time it was used. Um, and it even kind of, based on the information in there, it was um, the sorry, the trip from Earth to the 26 Draconis system. So it wasn't used after that.
Okay. Um, is there any sort of picture on that? I'll ask Lark because
Sure.
Lark's probably looking that. If Lark, can you get any like? Is she related? Is she? Did the captain have a partner? What the hell is? And as she's panicking, she just hits herself with one of the nap relief because she's at 9 stress and would love to be at 0
Yep,
stress.
that will reduce your stress to zero. Um, Lark, when
She,
you're kind of scrolling through the records for Lugar, um, you do pick up a picture of her. It's not an exact, resemblance for Captain Lugar, who brought you here, Ali Lugar, but there's definitely some familial
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
okay.
resemblance
All
there.
right.
Um, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna, Levine, have a seat here. Hydrate. Give us a second. I'm gonna pull Sajad aside. I think Levine is key, right? I think we
Yeah,
take Levine and get the hell out of here.
yeah, we have to know, do we want to try and figure out here quickly what makes him special? How did he purify himself of the like looking at his arms, he was able to stop this somehow.
I think we have cryo sleep on the Centurina, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think we take him back to the Centurina, throw him in cryo sleep, and let the scientists at Wayland sort him out. But I think
I
that we should leave soon.
we can't trust the captain.
Well, then we dispose of the captain and we continue on our way.
Okay, yeah, that sounded really good right now.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, okay. Uh, yeah, and she'll try and find some clothes for Levine, like
Yeah,
something.
there's
Yeah.
clothes around.
Levine, I think the best course of action here would be to place you in our cryosleep aboard our ship to prevent further spread of infection and take you to Wayland where their scientists can treat you.
Wait, wait a minute. You have a ship?
Yeah.
Does it have FTL on it?
Does it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You need to destroy that. The perfected. They want to. I'm remembering now. They want to spread throughout the universe, throughout the galaxy. They need an FTL drive to do this. You need to destroy it so that they
Levine,
can't leave. And she immediately
that's
starts to panic.
yeah.
They're the ones that they or whatever caused the the created the 26 Draconis, they're the ones that caused the black hole. You see that black hole, is it still there? Because it wasn't there here when we got here. It wasn't until we left off. Something was triggered on the planet, and it just caused the star, the sun, to collapse. These things cannot be allowed to spread. Please, we need to go destroy your FTL.
Um, yeah,
Or we can
if
simply
Levine's getting
leave.
like way out of hand, Sajad's just gonna kind of grab him and hit him with a nap relief as well to calm him
I
So
also
down.
have sedatives on me if I need to use
Okay,
them.
yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
as you do that, Levine starts to like gasp for air, almost like she's hyperventilating. Um, but as you kind of go and you press the nap relief, is because like a shot
Yeah.
into her, you see very quickly that where you pressed it in, the skin has started to darken and wither, and she just starts to scream as right in front of you, she starts to disintegrate into this black, sticky, globby mess that almost hits the floor and explodes all over. I need both of you to make a stamina roll.
Okay.
So that
Uh,
would be stamina plus strength plus any stress you have, and just
okay.
uh,
hmm
tell me how many successes, and then if you roll the panic as well.
I'll use a story point on this
Okay.
one.
Okay.
That feels
Just,
important. Yeah.
I would
just,
still go ahead and roll.
yeah, I failed beyond that.
Okay.
I have also failed. Just
Okay.
no success, that's all.
Okay. The black globules just kind of aerosize into the air, and go just all over the place. Um, I will say that you all, or you both, realize that this black goo that once was Lugar is probably pure 26
Yeah,
Draconis.
it's important. So I'm scrambling for like sample tubes or something like that to start scooping it up.
Yeah, you're easily able to find that
Hmm.
within the room. It takes a couple minutes, but you are able to find that.
Well, it is a shame about Levine, but I think we still have what we
Uh,
need.
I'm gonna take a stress out of that.
Sure.
Just throwing that out there. Yeah, Sajad is looking down because this was the only hope was that there was something special about Levine, and he's now in a bottle. Uh, what are we supposed to do with this, Lark? It's more than a shame. This if he was the only one that wasn't turned, and now he's on the carpet.
We leave, Nor. That's what we do. We get in our ship with our sample and we leave.
I We heard over the comms that the ship is corrupting. I don't think we're going to be able to get the ship out of here. What's our backup plan? Like, there should be,
Is
in
there a reason
theory,
why we don't think that we could still leave with our ship, corrupted or not?
I,
It's more data for Wayland, regardless.
I guess we don't have much of an option, do we?
It's that or this ship,
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
whether or not it's pilotable, I have not a clue.
Yeah. Um, just out of curiosity, uh, using like grabbing a little bit of the sleeve or something that's there, does the do like the vines on the wall and anything, do they react if we bring and touch it with like the globs of the Draconis strain?
It seems to absorb into it, although It's not like it causes it to grow any faster. It's almost like you're giving it nutrients
Okay.
essentially, but it doesn't like cause an explosion of growth or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Okay. Okay. I guess
It
we
definitely doesn't hurt it.
I yeah, I guess we can try and get out. I don't want to be here, but I can't shake the feeling we're just doomed. Like, you heard Levine is, are they wrong? Like, should we maybe just destroy this? We can't let the perfected out, right? And there's a really lost look in
Yeah,
Sujat's
yeah,
eyes,
sure,
like
sure, sure.
very convincible.
Well, we don't have, as far as I know, weapons on the Centurina to destroy this thing. However, perhaps directing it to pilot itself to the black hole on our way out would be sufficient.
Yeah.
We have our sample. We can take this to Wayland. We can get on the Centurina. Yes, it is corrupted in some such way. Wayland will figure out what to do with it. But we
Okay.
can get off of this ship.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's let's uh
I feel like that's
and
some form of like counseling. I know I have that skill.
uh,
If that
I
works
I would
for
say that
you,
Sajad wants to believe you no
sure.
matter what. Like this is yeah, there's nothing left, so
Do you have a lot of
she'll
stress?
just kind of buck up. No, she just took
Oh,
drugs.
okay. All
So
right.
she's doing great now. Um Probably breathed in a little bit too much of Levine for confidence, but
Yeah, I have to imagine that you all left the room once that happened.
Sure.
After
Yeah,
you
yeah,
of
got
course.
the
yeah.
the thing, so you're kind of standing in one of the hallways.
Sajad's just gonna maybe grab like a piece of rebar or something nearby or something because the sensors are coming back and just having something of okay, we gotta get out of here then. We meet back up with the doctors. They have some plan for this. I
If
suppose we
Levine
could
is
even
if
yeah,
Levine
calm
is
them.
correct, though, we should expect some level of resistance from these perfected.
Yeah.
If they
Well,
truly seek our faster than light. I guess at this point we should rope in everybody else and
yeah,
tell them that. Yeah.
let's give them the comm beep and let them know we found her sample.
So before you do that, Sergeant Sajad, as you're kind of looking around for like some piece of rebar or something to kind of use as like a melee weapon, give me a observation roll for that. So that's observation plus wit plus stress die.
Observation. Oh, okay. I'm doing just fine. All right, two successes.
Awesome. So you do find, let's say like a metal bar that you can use
Yep.
as a melee weapon. But as you're digging around, you kind of also you end up kicking something on the floor that like this glass bottle, and you pick it up, and you find this probably what would be extremely expensive now, 100-year-old bottle of mezcal.
Uh, okay. I mean, the temptation, right? Like, just kind of show it to Lark.
Take it. Might be able to be used as a bargaining chip if needed.
Uh, she was going to like start unstop her. Okay, yeah, bargaining chip. Yes. Uh,
All right.
yeah.
So back up into the med lab, Navar, Ajiri, and Drabakovsky. You are safe for the moment. So I will let you all remove one stress. If you would like to use anything else that helps you reduce stress, you may as well as you have this temporary reprieve as you're kind of locked into this room.
So I think they were going to get on comms and let us know what was up about
Right.
Levine. And I think we need to warn them about what is outside the door where we are.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm gonna look at Dr. Navarre and Seja, and I'm just gonna be like, what do we do now? We don't have web anymore. I don't think there's enough time for us to put this together, but it sounds like we have the Draconis strain, which was what we were supposed to get. Um,
I think
I
I think while everybody else is getting their stuff together, we do need to see if we can do something with this strain to create an antivirus, a
okay.
toxin. Because I mean, even
Absolutely.
if we leave, we're going to leave all this stuff still out here, and anybody else could come along and get infected as well.
I think we
Uh,
And
need
Tetsu,
I think we need to blow the station. I mean, I don't I want to save us all. I'd like us to get out of here, but I don't think this thing, I think that we have to look at the bigger picture. We can't let this thing get out there. We have to destroy the station and send it careening into that black hole thing. Um,
well, there's definitely. I'm not a mechanic, but I know that there are stabilizers that keep it at the same distance from the black hole. If we turn those off, the thing will drift into the black hole.
but
Uh,
yeah,
if
I
we
can get
could
it to
blow
go in the
the,
black hole, but I need to tell you something, Tetsu.
yeah.
I'm already infected. If we don't figure this out, I'm dead.
All right. All right. That's got to be our priority because we could all be infected.
Dr.
Right now.
Navarre, do
And
you need help from the other uh, biology technician on board our ship? Can you do this?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. We don't even know where we're starting. I know the basics of how to create an antivirus, but I haven't even looked at it yet. I don't know
Okay,
what we're dealing with.
let's take 5 minutes, catch our breath, think a little bit about what's going on, and then let's plan on finding our way to some med lab or something so we can be ready when they bring that strain and I can't help you guys. This isn't my area. I can tell you about the black hole. I can control the ship, so the space station, so it burns up in the black hole, but I don't know anything about biology.
I think
So,
I,
I'll
I'm,
make sure I'll be the scout. I'll go out, make sure our path is clear, but you guys got to save us.
I think we need to get
Okay?
Hedenstrom from the ship involved too to help us because
yeah,
we're just going to have to exponentially increase our brain power here to come up with a solution. If you're infected, that's got to be obviously we can't take you like we'd have to put you in cryo sleep or something like they did with Levain until we can get
Speaking of the
back and
ship,
figure
though,
this.
Dr. Ajiri, I would caution you that the ship should not be left alone. We were told that these perfected beings would seek it out for its
Oh,
faster than
really?
light
Yeah.
capabilities. Also, our captain may be compromised or not be here on for fully transparent reasons.
Is our
Seems as though
captain on the
she had
comms?
a relative aboard this Cronus as
This
well.
is
Gar.
are you? I assume you all, as you're having this conversation, you're restricting the comms so they
of
can't
course.
hear it.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh
Yeah.
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 I'm going to at one point turn my sort of become between Dr. Tetsuo and Dr. Seija and sort of turn my back towards Dr. Tetsuo and just sort of mouth at Dabrowski, iron fish. We need iron fish. That's our mission. I'm not making it obvious, but
Got it. Don't worry. So, um, the best way for me to make sure that our path is clear is to get back to daughter and work from there. But first, I need a couple minutes. Okay. I don't know if you
yeah,
guys, but I'm pretty freaked out. So I need a couple minutes.
I understand. We need a backup plan
So,
if we can't get out of here. We have to get this thing ready to either blow out, like open all the airlocks and just blow it out into space and send it drifting. I'm not convinced that bringing the Draconis strain on board our ship with an FTL is a good combination either. Um, I
Agreed.
just feel like we're doomed.
So the Colonel Doctor's going to go over in a corner and pull out she has an old photo of her family from when she left home 15 years ago. And she's just going to spend some time finding her center, finding her peace, remembering what all this is for.
I have the calming presence ability too. I think I might turn to Dr. Navari and try to use that on him to, I know he's, I know this is all, we're all stressed out, but I kind of, just want to reassure with my calming presence. And I'm trying to remember what it does exactly. I think it
You come up
allows
behind
for,
me, you start rubbing my back.
yeah, it's like, it's gonna be okay, Hector. I believe it's not on my character sheet, but I do believe I took some notes on it. One sec. I believe it, one sec. The calming presence, I believe it gives back a stress die or two, but I just can't find it on my notes. Is it on this one? Because if I could, yep, calming presence. People find themselves relaxing whenever you are around. Once per turn, you may reduce the stress level of another character within short range by one, in addition to any normal stress recovery in order to use this talent. You and any character that hopes to benefit from this calming presence must be in a relatively safe place while we're locked in. You
Yep.
cannot use this talent on yourself. Okay, so I mean, I know that you're trying to regain some stress, says Ja.
Yeah.
But so you're doing that with your token there. I think I'm going to use it on Hector to try to just relieve a little, see if we can get him to relieve a point of stress. I think he is what he would lose.
Okay. The three of you also go ahead and roll 4 dice. And just tell me how many. And for every success you get, you also lose a point of stress because the cat is kind of at this point is walking around the room,
Hmm,
just kind of purring and rubbing up against you, and that's its special ability.
lost one. But
I think
0 successes.
0.
I got one success.
That is not very
All
common.
right.
Tyler, I have a question for you. Based on our discussion with Levine, do the perfected, they want faster than light because it just gives them access to the galaxy, or is it like there is a component to FTL that like feeds this strain, or did we not know, or
No,
like
it's that because it will allow them
it
to
give
go
them
to
access?
other
Okay, okay,
other areas of the galaxy. Um,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So we don't need to worry about our own FTL in the sense that like if we can get off with our ship with FTL, then we're fine. It's just we don't want them to get it. So
Correct.
Hmm, okay.
But
Yeah.
remember, your ship is damaged.
correct.
And also, they've had free run. Like, Sajad is worried that they're sneaking aboard our ship at this moment just to get, you know, in case we do manage to pull it off, they tag along with us.
Is the was it the Chiron? Sorry, the Chiron. Did it look completely unpilotable? Like this thing isn't
Yeah,
going.
it was
Okay.
completely covered in
Okay.
the living hive.
Got it.
I mean, maybe if you were able to get rid of it all, but
I'm assuming those
uh,
things don't have
Well,
FTL either, though. It's kind of
yeah,
yeah.
so the science the Chiron was just basically just like think of it as like a drop ship
right.
from the main ship
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah. So it would take us forever to get anywhere.
right.
Anyway.
It did not have
Yeah.
FTL in it.
All right.
Mhm.
And none of
Oh,
the lifeboats on board would have anything like that, right?
No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our own personal ship's the only way to get out of here in any
Oh,
kind of
man.
I
expedited
think
fashion.
Right.
Good thing we've done nothing to fix it up.
I thought we had
I
some,
think you had found like one of the
We
3
found
components.
one.
right.
Yeah.
I
As
think at this point, that's probably something that we should focus on.
I also think what Webb was working on, and I think we need to get that antivirus thing to knock this stuff out. It might help us clean the ship
I
faster.
I
Well,
agree,
So now it
Doctor. If
becomes
you can make
important.
us, yeah, if you can make us some kind of weapon against the perfected, that that's we need it. Otherwise, I don't think we stand a chance if they can get inside our heads.
well, and I think more importantly is that we have to eradicate that life form so that it can't spread. I mean, just because we blow up the station doesn't mean that we haven't just splattered the stuff all over the place.
I mean, we
Well,
could
I
start
think,
another plasma fire.
yeah, I think the idea
Yeah, I
is
would.
less to blow up and more to
We need
throw
to
it into the
kill
black
it.
hole. I don't
Even
think it'll
then,
come out of the
what
black
if
hole.
what if just little bits and pieces of it are stuck in rubble? We need to
Well,
I don't
kill it
think
when
there's
it.
anything we can do in that regard, then, Dr. Navarre, to be honest. We
we're
do the
just
best that
gonna
we
have
can.
to hope that Wayland is able to decontaminate us enough that they don't just kill us on sight.
What I've seen so far, though, it seems like the whole organism is more or less connected to itself. I'm thinking that if we kill part of it, it might kill all of it. The way that it infects us is the way that it would infect itself and kill itself.
I wouldn't
It's a
assume that this
mechanism.
I would not assume that this strain can't survive under extraordinary conditions.
Well, it survived in space. That's true.
I'd also note
Well,
that the last people that thought they maybe had some kind of resistance to it dissolved in front of us. So
Quite
I'm
gruesome.
kind of with Lark. I think if we're gonna get out of here, we just have to go back to Wayland. I
well, you worry
sure.
about getting us off of here, and we'll try to see if we can come up with something that will kill it.
Very well.
Don't forget that while I was at Daughter before, there was a message from Wayland about sending a rescue team.
I
What
don't
There's
think
a
you had
rescue
told
team?
everybody else
the
that.
hell?
Yeah, if you say that out loud, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't
I
think you
thought
had
I
told
did tell
anybody that.
everybody that. Oh,
No, I don't
sorry.
think you
Well,
did.
well, before
Okay,
he says that out loud, are you
retcon.
sure that's not our ship coming for us?
Uh,
I think that
I'll,
was our people coming for
okay, then I
us.
won't say that out loud.
I mean, you'd be providing
Never
us with a lot of
mind.
hope and enthusiasm. Think of it
You
from a
actually
morale
didn't say it.
perspective.
You actually didn't even say it to me.
yeah.
So I'm wondering why I haven't been contacted.
Hmm.
Okay. Boy,
Um, and so
Keep the
communication
secrets
blackout
a
on my
deed.
side. Sorry.
Okay, so before Seja goes back to daughter, I'm just gonna pull her aside and say, I'm just gonna say, look, I have nothing in my life back there anymore. I have no career, I have no wife. If someone has to stay and sacrifice themselves, I'm willing to do it. Please don't stop me. Um, I want you all to live. That is really my only goal. I can stay behind. I have nothing. I mean,
Tetsu,
there's no reason
you
to go
have
back.
me. You have me.
Yeah, I have my friends, and that's
I
why
want
I
you to live. And I want to live despite this infection in me.
I
We're
will
all,
I will
you
cure
keep
it.
saying it. You're the one who said it. We're all getting out of here alive.
I think
Don't stop
immediately
saying that.
we do need to leave immediately, but I promise you, I am going to find a cure for this. I may not be able to do it at Wayland Yutani anymore. I may have to go somewhere else, anywhere else. There is nothing back there for me. I would go anywhere else just to let you know. And I will
That's good
dedicate
to
my
hear
time to cure
because
this.
these corpse, they're just sucking the life out of us people.
Yeah.
They're a force of evil in our universe.
They destroyed mine. There's no way, there's no reason to return.
You know you have a place with me.
You are my best friend.
And you're mine, Tetsu. The UPP will welcome you with open arms.
The UPP?
That's
Words
where
are,
I'm from.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm a little surprised.
I think
I have
everybody
no
knew that about me already, right?
no,
Nope.
but I
No?
just look at you
Okay.
and go, wherever you are, I will.
Now Tetsu
You've
knows.
been muttering
I
under your
know,
breath for episodes now
and
about
I'm
it's not a big
I
mental leap.
You
I
just told them that you're a communist and you hate capitalism.
I've been saying, yeah, I hate capitalism the whole time. So yeah.
and I'm letting you know that I'll go wherever you go. I have no problem with that.
Let's escape these corporations together. But first, we have a job ahead of us.
Yes, we do. We need to get to work.
So, so what is your plan? And I will say too, Jerry, you do know that even though Webb is gone, the notes that you have from Webb are probably enough to get you started to create that virus if you had the because you have the squid baby. You think that you
Mhm.
are gonna you have enough information to kind of
Mhm.
start to synthesize that virus.
Yeah, there's a lot going through my head. Like part of Tatsu wants to take a blood sample from everyone. See who else is infected besides Seija. Right now, I think the priority is getting the weapons so that we can get the ship clean, and then we can work on that part. If we have to put people in cryo, just to keep it, obviously, for how many years did it keep? Uh, I can't remember the name right now. It's skipping me, but it kept him alive for years and years. Like, so I think if we get people in cryo, we can at least stop the progress of the virus and work on that next. But definitely working on some kind of way of weaponizing the antivirus, the necro virus that Webb
Mhm.
was working on, so that we can use that as a weapon. That's the priority.
Okay. All right. So you do have most of the equipment here in this med lab. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to do, but if you want to start working on that,
Mhm.
you certainly can if you would like. It's up to
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I definitely.
I will tell you that it's probably going to take you about an hour or two to do. So it's not an
Okay.
insignificant amount of time to do it.
But that's time for them to get the ship, the parts, and everything that we need
Yeah.
to do, and get the station ready to.
And we need to get the actual sample itself to you as well, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
we're
yeah.
no,
still
you
Like
so
stuck
that.
on the ship, right? Or did
We have the squid
break on an
baby, but
airlock?
you have
We have the
the
strain.
actual
Yeah,
Draconis all
Yeah.
by itself.
Yeah.
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 That will help.
correct. Yes. All right, so is your plan that Lark and Sajad are going to head back up to you while you start working on that, or are some of you going to try to go to back to the Cetarina to or hunt down more parts?
We need more parts, I think. Does Ijiri need this sample to do his work?
It will help.
It will help.
I'll come in.
It's not 100% required, but it
Mm.
will speed things up.
Okay.
I'll meet you halfway and pick it up
Okay.
from you.
'Cause I think Sajad
And
and I
I'm going to go to Daughter and I can search through the ship's inventory to see where other things might be that we need.
Var, I'm not even sure it's worth like we will come to you like I'll stand with it and protect it. I hate to say it, but you nerds are you know, well, anyways. Yeah, just stay safe and don't get got like you said Webb was.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
keep your
hail
eyes open. Yeah.
the captain to check on the ship.
The so you hail the captain, and it takes her a second, but she does respond, and she's like, "What? We're trying to get this thing, repaired. We've gotten some of the things repaired. Have you found the rest of my parts for the ship that you broke? For my ship that you broke?"
It's in progress, Captain. We were merely requesting a status update.
Well, the status is that we're still fucked unless you get us, everything that we need. Your guy up here, Hedenstrom, yeah, he's pretty useless, by the way. got a pretty weird tattoo on the back of his head that's a little suspicious, but you know what? I'm still kind of putting him to work. But regardless, the sooner you can get this here, the better. I have, just to let you know, I have uh, hooked up the umbilical so that you all can, just come over instead of doing a spacewalk, which I'm not sure why you didn't do that before, but okay. Uh,
Excellent,
but
Captain. Thank you very much. Tell me, what is this tattoo you're speaking of?
it's like a barcode on the back of his head. I don't. He keeps pushing it off and saying that it was a stupid prank when he was younger. Um,
Does that like ring a bell with anybody here? Could
you
be.
would know. Well, actually, yeah, all of
Is
you.
that like a prison tattoo?
Yes, exactly. In fact, the prisoners that you've seen on here, they have barcode tattoos on the back of their heads as well.
Okay. There's something really weird going on here. Okay.
Oh, man.
Um,
I
all right, very well, Captain. Well, we will continue our search for parts. Do you think maybe Gray could be spared for the effort?
Uh, sure. And you can hear her shouting at Gray, just go help them get whatever they need. And yeah, Gray even gets on the comms and asks, how he can help. Is there anything specific that you want him to do?
Okay, cutting comms with her and Gray for a moment. Dr. Drabakowski, in the event that we need to neutralize the captain and Hedenstrom, is there some way that you might be able to reprogram Gray?
I think the override I had was specific to the ship's
The devs.
androids.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm not aware of anything. I suppose, if you had physical access to Gray, maybe
Right, I
there's some
forgot you had
way, but
codes. I forgot you had codes.
yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
you could reprogram him. It's not a trivial task to do.
Not the
You
best
would
use of
also need some special equipment to do so.
not the best use of
can we just get him off the ship? Like, if he could just help us carry parts or something,
Yeah, I don't know. Send him on a
that's
snipe
enough.
hunt if we have to, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'll kind of flag Lark down, just off comms completely at this
Right,
point
right,
as
right.
we're wrenching open an airlock to try and get
We've
out of
told
this
Gray to
thing.
meet me and
Yeah,
Sajad. So
yeah.
Okay.
what is it, Nor?
Uh, I, I'm feeling really paranoid right now with Dr. Hedenstrom and the captain. I
I
need to
share
go to
your
the ship
paranoia.
anyways to get armor because there's no way I'm going to survive this if we're actively fighting something. Do you want me to neutralize them for the moment until we figure things out?
I think we should assess whether or not are they truly working toward getting us off this station? If so, we continue to let them work until they have outlived their usefulness.
Okay. Okay. In that
If they
case,
are
I will.
not, and we find that the captain is actively sabotaging what we're trying to do here, then by all means.
Okay. I'll talk to Hedenstrom when I'm there, but I'll go with you to the lab before I head there.
Right.
I don't want just one of us keeping an eye on the strain.
Concur. And I don't intend to give Navarre the entirety of the sample,
You noticed that too, right?
of course.
Okay. Great. 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 Yeah, this is awesome. And just like trying to bash open some of the
Yeah.
tendrils holding hatches shut.
Nor,
It,
as
it,
far as I'm concerned, if the two of us make it off this ship, that's fine by me.
I'm gonna believe you.
all right. It does take you a little bit. You are able to get a hatch open back into the hangar bay, the hangar deck, which the Chiron is in. You're able to crawl out. And yeah, I'm sorry, you were telling Gray that just to meet you.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you start to come out, and just so I understand, Navarre, you're heading down to meet them as well, and then Ijiri, you are working on the thing, the
Mhm.
virus, and Seja, you
Yeah,
are
got it,
heading back
virus.
to the communications tower, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. We'll
I
start with.
definitely want to do due diligence,
Mhm.
like look at camera views, whatever we have access to from here to make sure that everybody's path is as clear as possible, including my own, before heading out.
So you do that. It appears, from what you can tell, that the path for everybody is mostly clear. A couple things that you do notice, though, first off, on some of the levels that you can't really, as you're flicking through all the different cameras, either the cameras are down or you just, they're so dark that, maybe there's something moving in there, but there's, it's too dark to really tell. Another thing that you can, that you are able, excuse me, to see is that on deck F, which on the starboard side where Stykes and Hobbs were at, most of those cameras in that area are offline. And the one that's online is the one that's pointing at the door that was to that area. And it has been basically destroyed. Not like explosion, like destroyed, but almost like it was partially open and then somebody just like beat the crap out of it to get into it. But you're not really seeing too much else. Um, okay. The
I
but
share that with everybody.
okay. You are able to, Seja, we'll start with you. You are able to make it back to the comms tower. It takes you, a couple minutes to do so. Navarre and Seja, as you are going through, you have to go down that hallway. You can kind of see bits and pieces of blood and gore just kind of dragged along the highway, likely where Webb was dragged to. But Seja, you make it to the comms tower. What would you like to do? You're back. You were going to daughter, right?
Right, right.
So
Back
you.
to back to the same station I was at before.
Mhm. Um, the decryption, if I remember right, you had started the decryption. That is still going. It's kind of counting down. It's a lot closer. You're only a couple minutes away, but that kind of message, that network transmission message, you kind of you are able to pull it up, and it's still waiting for a reply.
Yeah, now that I know what it is, uh, I'll reply. Um, Station infected. Um, UPP agent and I are getting the data requested and um, require transit for at least 3.
It takes a minute, but then you get a response back. Acknowledged. Please transmit status of 3. And then there's a couple beep or cursor blinks, and then it says, "Are they infected?"
At least one.
And then it says, "Acknowledged. Will arrive within 90 minutes."
All right, I get Hector, my KGB handler here, on a private chat line and fill him in on all the details.
How are we doing on Ironfish?
Almost done.
Excellent. Any word from our escape ship?
Yes, they're 90 minutes out.
Oh, excellent. And Ironfish will be ready by then.
Yes.
Okay. I've
Can
secured
you?
samples to take with us. Uh,
So
for
you
our
either
own.
heal me here or there?
Well, we'll figure out what we're doing. I'm working on the antivirus right now. With any luck, we'll at least have some headway before we get off this hellish ship.
Okay.
Good job.
Well,
Uh, Go on, sorry.
it's a shitty spot, but we may get out of here okay.
Um, we're on a secure line.
Yes.
Uh, you can believe me because I'm starting to think that I might be infected as well.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry
I
to
think
hear that.
it's I think it might be airborne. I don't know.
I think so too.
All right.
So, and say you're just gonna stay there for the time being.
Well, I'm gonna do like I told everyone I would do. I'm gonna be searching through the inventory looking for the tools, etc., that we need to get on the ship to repair it. Um,
All right,
and
I'll say that after a couple minutes of searching, you are able to dig up some inventories of likely places within the ship, of which those items would be. The biggest things are the power cells, and you're able to kind of give the location to everyone.
yeah, I
Um,
send all that directly to Lark.
okay. As you are kind of doing that, the encryption, or I'm sorry, the decryption completes, and you basically have a complete dump of all Project Ironfish data. It's communications that were obtained from again there was basically signals that were being drawn into the black hole that were being picked up by the antennas here, but it's communications from the UPP, from the USCMC, basically everyone within the universe. You're getting communications for now. I mean, it's not all encompassing, but there's a lot of sensitive information and communications in it.
And
That's
definitely
what
a
we
lot
were
of
afraid of.
encrypted stuff as well, so that we can't get to right now. But I'm going to, I don't know, copy what seems, I'm going to kind of leaf through it and copy what seems
Well, you've got
perhaps
that whole
helpful.
hard drive with it on it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I also want to get some of it on my personal device,
Okay.
and do it in such a way that I'm not leaving any fingerprints, digital fingerprints. Um, and definitely super encrypt it, um, because I might need that to ensure that I survive.
Okay. All right. So you're working on that. Let's jump over to Navarre. You're making your way down to where Lark and Sergeant Sajad are. You are you get most of the way there when you run and basically you run into Gray. I'm just gonna have you both meet up, and you start making your way down towards let's see here, deck G, which is on the starboard side, which is where the hangar that the Chiron and the other two are on. Um, Anything you want to do along the way?
Um, Not really. I'm in a hurry, so I'm expecting to catch up to Lark, get the samples, and then run back to the lab to start trying to find a way to make an antivirus.
Okay. Um, so okay. Um, then you and Lark, or I'm sorry, you and Gray are able to get into the cargo bay. Um, as you kind of get there, that's when Lark and Sajad are getting out, so that they, you all meet up like before. You and Gray see the Chiron where it's almost like it's this, sucking in light. All of the proto hive, and you again, you were seeing more of this biomechanical, uh, you know. Hive as
Right.
you were going through. It's almost, almost completely encompassing some hallways now. But Lark, Sajad, and Navarre, you all meet up.
My God.
Yes, it's quite extraordinary, isn't it?
I mean, I've never even heard anything of it. I mean, a biological thing that sort of is melding itself with the mechanical parts of the ship, some
Yes,
sort of metal eating virus.
yes.
The
Oh,
spread of sin, Doctor. It goes through anything. So let's uh let's maybe focus on that vial
yes, your
that
sample,
Lark's
Navarre,
got. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very
Although
much.
of course.
if you've got Gray,
Yep, Gray's
do
there with
you
you.
three, Lark, where are you going? Because
I'm going in search
sorry.
of the rest of the parts we need.
Okay, Navarre, do you have someone with you going back to Tetsu? Because you need somebody if the perfected. You just ran here, right?
Pretty much.
Is Gray enough to protect you?
I don't know. This is risk every direction that we're going. Um, don't you need him to help you find parts?
I just wanted him away from the ship. I no longer trust our captain or Hedenstrom, to be honest, and I think you should be careful.
And as you say that, Gray says, "I can assure you, the captain is."
Yes, yes, we go Gray.
Okay, you better not say anything, Gray. Keep your trap shut.
Well, I wouldn't mind the accompaniment back to the lab, but uh, it's risk every corner we take anyway. Put him where he's needed most.
I don't know how effective Gray would be as synthetics are programmed not to harm
All
life.
right, fine. I'll accompany you, and then I'll go back to the ship to gear up again.
But then you're going to be by yourself when you leave.
Yeah, but I can handle myself.
Well, I think it's a waste, but whatever. Let's go. We got to get back. Uh, Creating antiviruses isn't an easy job.
So just to be clear, the virus that Ijiri is making is the necrotic virus.
Mhm.
You don't know how to make an antivirus for this.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The
Okay. All
necrotic,
right.
something that will kill
Yes.
whatever's infected with this virus.
All
Yeah.
right. So as you, I'll turn to kind of leave this area. Um, Gray is going first. Um, Gray steps out into the hallway and then is immediately blown back as you all hear this shot and explosion, and he falls down, skidding across the floor, the white blood from the android, spilling out, and stepping into the door are Wix, as well as some of her uh, convicts, dragging behind them Stykes and Hobbs. The Stykes being the warden, and Hobbs being the cook, who is basically the one of the other survivors. They all look beaten up, but Stykes and Hobbs definitely look the worst out of it. Um, Wix steps in and sees the three of you. One of the convicts is holding essentially um, uh, like a shotgun, one of the large shotguns, which is what was shot at Gray. And she looks at you and smiles and says, "I see you found the heart."
Oh, it's beautiful, Wix. And well done on your seizure of the warden.
Thank you, and thank you for your assistance, although I feel that you weren't exactly honest with us. You said that you were going to turn off the the
Ghost.
guards.
Yes, and unfortunately, we had found a series of codes. We had our engineer on it. I suppose we are all fallible, aren't we?
Well, unfortunately for you, that is not an excuse that I will take at this time. And with this, the convicts kind of raise their guns a little bit. But she says, but first we have business to take care of. And they start to push Stykes and Hobbs kind of towards the center of the bay.
Look, I don't have time for this. We are trying to create a weapon that we can
Dr.
use to
Navarre,
kill.
Dr. Navarre, please
I need to
allow Wix,
go.
allow Wix to do the work that is so important. Shut
Well,
up.
then hurry up. Jesus Christ. My stress just went up.
uh, she, only was only half paying attention to you because she's very focused on Stykes. She is basically focusing her rage on him. Um,
Can we
and
like, is there a way to just depart? I don't know if does she have like guns trained on us or they just
the convicts have kind of
okay.
half surrounded you. If you want to make a break for it, you can. But it's going to turn into
A fight,
basically
yeah.
a combat
Yeah.
situation. Um, but Wix kind of kicks Stykes forward. He falls over to his knees, and she says, "He will be the first to see the glory of the Ablassen black hole and go into the heart." With that, she kind of motions over to one of the convicts who hits a button, and the cargo door starts to open. I'm gonna say that there's some type of like plasma field or something. Let's just go with that. That's preventing the you all from being sucked out essentially. As it begins to open, in front of you is this mammoth black hole. The mammoth black hole, just swirling like you've seen it before, and Webb at this point starts to go into this you know diatribe about the returning back to the black hole, seeing it for what it truly is. Sajad, all of this is resonating with you. It makes complete sense. She basically sounds like a complete religious zealot at this point, and the convicts themselves are starting to kind of get riled up at this point as well. And yeah, just all almost all in a fervor. With that, she motions to one of the other convicts, one of the bigger ones, who grabs Hobbs and Stykes, and they basically drag them to the edge of the the cargo door, the airlock, and she just yells out, "Now prepare to see your savior. Prepare to be reborn in the black hole." And with that, they are thrown out into space, and screaming as they do, and everybody erupts into this just fervor and screaming and applause and yeah, everything. You all gain one stress from seeing all of this, but I will, with everything that's going on, they're all distracted for a few seconds.
Well, yeah, let's get out of here.
Oh, I think as they're all looking, there's one with a shotgun, right? Like the same model that I typically
Yeah,
use.
yeah.
Uh I agree, like Lark, we need to like there's that probably that look of like go, and Sajad is just going to take the pipe and attempt to cave in the side of the person with the shotgun's head.
Okay. So Lark and Navarre, are you two taking
Uh,
off?
I've been scooching towards the door ever since the whole thing started. So
Okay.
the second I see Sergeant Sajad pick up the rebar, I'm gonna bolt.
Okay. Um, Go ahead, Sajad, and give me a melee attack, or I'm sorry, a close combat attack. Um,
Okay. I'm going to use the hard hitter to sacrifice a fast action for a extra +2.
okay.
That's about right. Two successes and a panic.
All right. Go ahead and roll your panic. But I don't think you have any stress, right?
I'm at 2 stress right now, but a total of 4.
All right. So you're
So yeah,
fine. Um, you are able to. How many successes? I'm sorry, two.
2.
All right. So you're with all the screaming and cheering that's going on, you are able to basically hit this guy in the back of the head, and he drops the shotgun, and you're able to grab it and start heading out if you'd like.
Absolutely.
Now the other two are a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, Go on. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Oh, I was gonna try and shut the door behind us if that's possible.
Okay. Um, yeah, so Lark and Navarre, you are running into the hallway. Sajad, you are right behind them. You hit the door, but as soon as you hit the door and it starts to close, you can hear Wix, yes, in the back, yelling, basically figuring out that you all had taken off, and that she wants them to get you. Dr. Ujiri, you are in the lab.
Hmm.
You are working on the necrotic virus to basically kill the hive. Um, what are you doing during this time?
Um, I think I'm very focused because I really would much rather be finding a way to test if any of us are infected and then working on the cure for the Draconis strain. So I feel this is like this needs to be done. I want to get it done. I'm completely focused on it. So we can move to so I can save my friends, especially my best friend. I want to get this over with. So I've gone through Webb's notes. I've talked to Webb as crazy as he's and pantsless as he was. I think I know enough that I could take a shot at coming up with an effective strain. I think I'm there. I don't know what that looks like because obviously we have to weaponize it. Obviously we have things we can inject, or maybe we can make it airborne or something that we can just release it through the station somehow. Now, could we hear the situation with Wix and our team down there? Do
Did you
we are
guys have
we
your
aware of
comm
it?
channels open?
I'll leave it up to them.
Yeah, I think so.
Then yes.
Okay, I
We only
think
seem to close them when we're having a private conversation.
yeah. I think I will tell them, okay, did you seal them in? Because I think I would want Seja to blow that shuttle bay airlock and just kill them all while they're in there and locked in there. I would just want that done. I think we need to get them away from us. Is that something that's possible to just blow them out into
I
space?
can I can do
You
that
can control
if
it, yeah.
if they're safe.
They're out. They're out. The door is sealed behind them. I think we just need to blow them all out into space so that they can get back here safely.
Yeah, or
We've got
close the
enough.
door or
We've got
whatever.
enough xenoforms running around here and the perfected.
Yeah.
We don't need psychotic Looney Tunes coming after us.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Okay.
Give me.
All right. You type in the right code. You can definitely, and I would say anybody who is near a terminal can program into this if they would like. But Seja, you definitely see this where the camera's trained on them. You basically kill whatever field was there preventing the 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 recesses of space from reaching them, and it's almost like you turned as you kind of cut that, and the airlock was open. You just see the suction as everybody is flung out into space. You can see Wix just grabbing on to something. Cursing you, but also looking almost excited and elated that this is happening. And she finally looks up at the camera almost as if she's looking at you, smiles and lets go and flies off into space. You are definitely going to take at least a stress point for doing that. Dr. Ujiri, I think you take a stress point as well. And then the other three, I will let you decide if you had tuned into this. And if so, then you also take a stress point.
I think I'm too
But
busy running.
uh, but Dr. Ujiri, as you're in there working on this, the door behind you opens up. You can hear it slide open, and the cat hisses. As you turn around, even though it was locked, as you turn around, you see two of the Deacon xenomorphs walk in. Behind it is one of the perfected, standing, tall within the doorway, exactly as you remember it. This one, though, is not the same one that you saw before. It's whereas the other one was almost essentially naked, you're not wearing any clothes. This one still has some scraps of clothes on it, and one of the scraps has a name tag of H. Lugar on it. But as the deacons kind of circle around towards you in the room, your head it just explodes in this tidal wave of shrill noise and pain. You take a point of stress from this, and a point of damage as you are just overwhelmed by this mental assault on your head. You're overwhelmed. These images flood into your mind of doubt and questioning. Essentially, the perfected is asking, "Where is the 26th Draconis strain? Why have you not delivered it yet?"
Okay, so I'm at 0 health now with that
Okay, so
stress
you
point because I
would
still have
be.
my messed up arm.
Yeah, you're not dead. You're just considered broken.
Okay.
In this case, I don't think it makes sense for you to get a critical injury. So we'll just say that you're considered broken right now. If you get hurt any further, you would
Hmm.
just essentially immediately take a critical injury.
Okay. I'm broken.
Do you respond to it?
I'm like, we almost have it. You got to give us some more time. It's been very difficult. There's a lot going on in the station. You're aware of all the. I know you have to be aware of all the, you know, every obstacle that could possibly be in our way.
The the images that flood into your mind are essentially conveying that the perfected both do not care about any obstacles and reiterate that they have removed or are removing any obstacles in your way, that they have basically done prevented or held back anything from attacking you, or for the most part. Obviously that's not completely true, but it's a clear warning that if you do not fulfill your obligations soon, that the protection that they are allowing you will not continue.
You need to give us some more time. We're gonna need at least another 2 hours. Well, what's 2 hours in eternity?
Not enough time.
The
Three hours. Then
the
what's four?
the images flood again into your mind, overwhelming you. Uh, Again, it's just the same, the doubt, and then it basically telling you that you have 2 hours, and then the time is up. With that, you momentarily black out. When you wake up several minutes later, the cat is licking your face, nudging you to try to get you up, and those things, the perfected and the deacons are gone. You are back. You gain 1 hit point back. After so many minutes, you will automatically gain a hit point back. With that, the other three, you are running through the station. Where are you headed to?
I'm heading back to Dr. Tetsuo.
Okay.
I'm branching to wherever I can get supplies.
Okay. Let's see here. So you all were on what deck was it? It was G. The doctor is on deck F. Well, so there is a Lark. There is a bulk storage on the starboard side of G. We'll say that you can find some of the power cells in there, or you suspect that there may be a power cell in there, or at least some tools. So you divert down that way. The other two, Navar and Sajad, you are going essentially you need to go up the chute in order to go to deck F. As the three of you get about halfway through to your destination, the station itself groans and sways. The floors beneath your feet buckle and shift, and the reactor reverberates in your chest, echoing your own heartbeat. You can all kind of feel the reactor of the ship to start to thump, thump, thump. Flesh-covered metal bends and stretches like a wizened grizzly bear waking from a long winter's slumber. Dangling pods throughout the station pop and splash their living contents across the floor, birthing more multi-armed monsters. The pipes on the walls pulse like arteries. The station sighs a hot, fetid breath that blasts through the corridors. The protohive has transformed the station. Erebos is alive. The biomechanical behemoth yawns, and all of you can feel this as the entire station starts to essentially move and breathe on its own. And I think that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Good spot. Our players included Holly Buto, Nathan Decker, Steve Anderson, Joe Bardalis, and myself, with Tyler Hudak as the game AI. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the alien role-playing universe. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.